Alright, today, Thursday, members of Congress introduced the historic legislation ending marijuana prohibition. So, ending mar- ending federal marijuana prohibition act of 2011. Research it. Yeah, whatever. Legalizing weed finally, since 1937 when it was made illegal. It says teleconference Representative Barney Frank and leading organizations working to end failed war on marijuana explain the significance of legislation. It says Barney Frank and Ron Paul introduced the bill. Yeah. Sponsors include Representative John Connors, Representative Steve Cohen, Jared Paulus, Representative Barbara Lee. Yeah. Let's all take a victory hit for this bill. I would be taking a victory hit right now, being stoned out of my mind right now, but fucking, I have fucking a drug test coming up. So I've been like more than 2 weeks sober. I think I should be good. Whatever. Because I have to do this gay ass summer school on Monday. And whatever, let's all take a victory hit though. Boom. Let me look at some shit. Trying to look up the bill here. First bill introduced to end federal marijuana prohibition is coming Thursday, June 23rd. That's today. And allow states to legalize, tax, regulate, and control cannabis commercial without federal interference. Will be introduced by Republican Barney Frank from Massachusetts and Representative Ron Paul from Texas. Yeah, sponsors it. Cross This legislation would limit the federal government's role in marijuana enforcement to cross-border or interstate smuggling, allowing people to legally grow, use, or sell in states where it is legal. So I guess the DEA can't interfere in, like California's laws and, shit like that. State laws. Because the DEA is fucking whack. Clearly, the war on drugs has failed, and nowhere is clear said. Okay. Clearly, the war on drugs has failed, and nowhere is that more clear to respect to than with the respect to marijuana," said Neil Franklin, a former Baltimore narcotics cop and executive director of law enforcement against prohibition. It baffles me that we arrest nearly 800,000 people on marijuana charges in this country each and every year at taxpayers' expenses when we could instead be taking a new tax revenue from legal and regulated marijuana sales. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I already knew that. I mean, you should fucking self-govern yourself. Um, Hmm. You look for another report on some gay shit. We got reform was 46.5 of Californians voted last year to legalize marijuana in their state, and voters in Colorado, Washington, possibly other states are expected to vote on the issue next year. In the past year, at least five state legislatures have considered legalizing marijuana, including California, Maine, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Washington. Massachusetts, I already read their bill 'cause that's where I live, bitch. 16 states and the District of Columbia have legalized the marijuana and for medical use, but Federal Drug Enforcement Administration, the DEA, continues to arrest people under federal law. They're spending millions of dollars of taxpayer money support SWAT raids and pot dealers making any sense to you. It's time we look past our outdated and based legal system says is right or wrong, take matters into our own hands. This could be a huge breakthrough in the eyes of marijuana activists, both on political and social levels. So stay tuned and hope for the best. It's from the Weed Street Journal. Yeah. I know the bill was probably introduced by, or it was helped made by Normal. You should thank them for it. They're the ones who've been uh, getting rid of, the federal penalties and shit like that. So let's all take a victory hit.